So, good morning. Today we are going to talk about this problem named cars and bike. So, this is an easy cakewalk problem. Therein you just required an if and else condition, but there is one twist in it. So, let's understand what is this problem. Let me share my screen and let me show you what it is. So, basically, so what they are saying that uh, now, what exactly the problem is? They're talking about the tires, right? So you will input the total number of tires, and at the end, you have to print yes or no. Now, let's see what is the criteria, right? Like if you input 8, it is printing no as an output. If you input 2, it is printing yes as an output. Now, what is the criteria for that? So they are saying that car required 4 tires and bike required 2 tires. Alright. So what you need to do, if you input the value, just have input 6 as a value, right? So there are 6 tires. So if you input 6 tires, it means 4 tires are required by the car because it is a minimum tires that are required, and 2 tires are left, right? So these 2 tires are acquired by bike. So means all the 6 tires are consumed. So you have to print yes, right? So this is very simple, that a total amount of tires you have, and you will check whether it fits to the car or to the bike. Now let's assume what should we do. Now if you have two numbers of tires, how many cars you can make? Not even a single one, but yes, you can make bike. So that's why it is printing yes. Okay, let's come to the number of tires. 4 tires. So if you have 4 tires, how many cars you can make? One car you can make, but the remaining tires is 0. Is bike possible? No, it is not possible, right? And similarly, for six tires, if you have 6 as a tire, so how many cars you can make? I can make one car, and the remaining tires are 2. So 2 tires, yes. For bike, I can print bike, yes. Okay. If you have 8 tires, right? So from 8 tires, you can make 2 cars, right? But how many bikes? Because there is no tire left for the bike, so that's why it is printing no. So you just need to check whether the remaining tire is equals to 2 or not. Alright. If the 2 tires are left, then you can print yes. And if this is equals to 0, you can print no. Right? So simple logic. Just need to divide, you just need to find out the remainder of the number of tires. And if it's equals to 0, then you have to print yes. Otherwise, you have to print no. I think I switched the words. If it's equals to 0, right, then no tires are left. So just print no, right? This is the only scenario that you need to work on, right? So let's move on. Let's see how we do it in a code, and it's a very simple code. You just need to understand, because why we are doing that n modulo 4 equals to 0, because if it's equals to 0, then it should not be left with any of the tires, right, for the bike. And we need to determine whether he is able to purchase a bike or not. That's what he need to see, right? So you just have to print yes or no. So that's why this condition is there, right? So simple. First test case is 3. Okay, then it is and it will ask you the value. So I have entered 8. Now 8 means how many cars I can create. I can create 2 cars, but how many bikes? I cannot create even a single bike. So that's why it will print no, right? Moving on to the second part. So here you will have 2 as an input. So 2 modulo 4 will give you 2. Yes, is it equals to 2? Yeah, 2 tires are left. Yes, I can have my bike. That's why it is printing yes into. If you see at the end. So if you enter the value 2, it is printing yes. Let's take another scenario. Here 6. So 6 modulo 2 will give you what? When you divide 6 modulo 2, the remainder is always 2. Right? So the remainder is 2. Yes, I can print that. So that's why it is printing yes. Okay, I think if you understood the question, just always come up with the input and the output. So once you understand what exactly the input and output is, your question become very easy, and it's a simple maths. Thank you.